Hey everyone. Overwatch Beta is over, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. And here are my thoughts on the Overwatch Beta. I love the game. It's been a blast so far. Absolutely enjoy it, and I plan to play the crap out of it probably for a very long time, and paying attention to professional comps on Twitch and Twitch streams and things like that as well. Will be really fun. I made some observations about the way the game is balanced, and one observation I made about how Overwatch handles ammo versus other first-person shooters such as TF2 and pretty much all of the other ones. Outside of size, ammo does not exist in Overwatch, so literally all you have is your magazine. In my experience in game development, ammo has been a mechanic that rarely plays a fun role in gameplay. People usually become frustrated when they run out of ammo. Why won't my gun shoot? Ammo doesn't usually end up being something that people want to actually deal with, outside of very specific situations, like in CS:GO, where ammo can sometimes play a pivotal role in the outcome of a match. It usually more or less just muddles the experience. Um, and that usually ends up being the case. You might have something like Fallout 4 where ammo is important, and sometimes you can run out of ammo for a gun, and it could be an interesting situation because now you're using something. But even that, a lot of people don't like dealing with that. It's just not fun for them. I love that stuff, but most people don't. It wasn't always like this. A long time ago, in a world where arena shooters pitted players against open-ended arenas filled with hordes of monsters, ammo consumption was an interesting design choice. In games as such as Doom, Quake, Duke 3D, Blood, old school open-ended games like that, you have large number of weapons with fairly small ammo pools. The end result of this was that designers would encourage players to switch to different weapons during different parts of the game, and players were always thinking about how many bullets they had for other weapons. So like, oh, I'm almost out of plasma ammo. I'll have to switch back to chain gun, and or I got 400 chain gun bullets. I'll stop using my shotgun right now. I mean, that sort of thing is very common, and that little level of thought actually plays a pretty big role in how you strategize your experience in the game. And for example, and when we're working on No Rust for the Living, one of the things that we decided not to do was to allow players access to the backpack because we wanted to make sure that players were thinking about ammo and that ammo mattered. Um, but those styles of level design were all long gone in favor of more linear experiences. Players are unable to scrounge for ammo in games where your entire purpose is to reach the next cutscene. And in games with meaningful cutscenes, backtracking and searching for secrets is usually impossible. Instead, they would drop you from a helicopter, mission's beginning, and hand you a fancy assault rifle with 350 rounds of ammo and a full magazine, and you literally cannot run out of ammo while playing legitimately. This is every Call of Duty ever made, pretty much the entire game. All of them. If you watched for this, you will see it in nearly every modern cinematic shooter. Removing ammo from Overwatch was a bold move, I think. It's one of the only first person shooters I have ever played to just come out and actually do it. Like, I've always thought about it, but these guys actually just said, fuck it, let's just take it out. But with that said, was this really a good idea? Could removing ammo be a good idea for more games? When is it best to remove ammo from first person shooters? And on that note, it has come to my attention that another first person shooter by the name Battleborn has also removed ammo as a game mechanic. Could could we possibly be looking at the final days of limited ammo in modern shooters? And so with that in mind, that brings us to an interesting balance issues with Overwatch Beta. And I cannot talk about balance without mentioning, you're probably going to guess, Bastion. Bastion is a character who can transform into a stationary turret. In this form, he has 200 rounds of ammo in each magazine. I think Bastion is overpowered for one main reason. Overwatch does not have ammunition as a game mechanic, and one of the main ways you can balance a character such as Heavy in TF2 is to make it so he can't just stand there shooting without eventually running out of bullets. Limited ammo means he can't continuously rack up kills without having to ever stop. There are other issues with Bastion though. So he's got this really amazing weapon, and no, it doesn't just stop there. There are other things that are kind of weird about Bastion. He has a 200 health pool and a native 100 armor. Pharah doesn't have 100 armor. Soldier doesn't, as far as I can tell, at least according to the wiki. He's either equally squishy or he's slightly more tanky than Pharah and Soldier and many other damage dealing type classes. So he's more tanky than them and he has a better gun. Okay, so he has the best weapon with unlimited ammo and he's slightly more tanky. But wait, there's more. Bastion has a self-heal that is equal to an unbuffed crossfade of Lucio. So he has the best weapon with unlimited ammo and is slightly more tanky than characters meant to be damage dealers, and has a self-heal with no cooldown that roughly heals at the rate of one of the best healers in the game. But wait, there's more. Bastion's ultimate is also one of the best damage ultimates in the game. He becomes one of the smallest moving targets in the game during this time. He becomes slightly more tanky and gains 200 plus more damage spammable rockets with possibly one of the largest splash damage effects of all projectiles weapons in the game. So let's compare his ultimate to Pharah. Pharah is the queen of rocket launchers, right? Well, sadly, we didn't account for the fact that Bastion has nearly instant hit scan rockets when compared to her relatively dodgeable rockets. Even her ultimate, you can kind of see it coming. And if Bastion was able to fly into the air, his rocket launcher would be better than Pharah's rocket launcher. Bastion not only has the best normal weapon in the game, but he also has an objectively better rocket launcher than one of the characters in the game meant to use rockets. And on top of that, he has an easier time charging his super rockets because he has unlimited ammo spam in turret mode. So not only is his ultimate comparable to Pharah's, but it's also faster and easier to charge it because of his main weapon being so effective and the fact that he doesn't have to worry about ammo. Pharah has to work harder than he does to get an ultimate. Bastion also encroaches on the play style of both Soldier and Torbjorn. This means you basically get a Soldier and a Torbjorn for the price of one. In addition to that, Bastion is objectively better than Torbjorn as a player class. Now you probably be like, whoa, Torbjorn has a spammable armor buff or whatever. You can get that from somebody else. Bastion has less micromanagement and hard counters Reinhardt, who is the most defensive tank in the game. Torbjorn has a much harder time countering Reinhardt, and Torbjorn has no direct control over who his turret targets. So his turret, while it's really nice, it's not quite as good as being able to actually choose your targets and actually be able to aim at them. All these little details are not bad alone, but when combined it makes him a little too good. Meanwhile, Torbjorn is working his ass off to create a turret. Bastion just finds a spot and sits his ass down, and he's pretty much better than him. Bastion should have to collect ammo for his turret. That's what I say. I say Bastion should have to collect ammo in the same way that Torbjorn has to collect scrap. Making it so he has limited ammo on his turret mode and has to actually collect ammo alone would probably go a long way in fixing all of these issues. All those other things are not going to be as noticeable if those two things were to happen. This also would make him more equal to Torbjorn, who has to collect scrap. Hey, the turret classes in the game have to collect scrap. Hey, One of them's collecting bullets, and one of them's collecting scrap, but it's the same exact mechanic. It would fit. I think it would work. In fact, both mechanics should probably work the same exact way. Bastion should have to collect ammo from fallen enemies or allies. This would mean he couldn't just start right away with zero issues, setting wherever he wants and just shooting at will. So like there are a lot of points in time right now where people will just set a bunch of bastions right outside the enemy base even before the doors open. And people will just rush out and they'll just get cut to pieces. If Bastion had to collect ammo in the same way that Torbjorn has to collect scrap, then it wouldn't be as a problem. So anyway, I suggest I don't really think that Bastions should be nerfed in general. I just think that I suggest nerfing Bastion's damage to Reinhardt's shield, not his damage in general. I mean the damage to Reinhardt's shield itself. The boost to Torbjorn's damage, then we should boost Torbjorn's damage to Reinhardt's shield so it's closer to what Bastion does. So like both of the turret classes are kind of good at dealing with Reinhardt's shield, roughly equally. Because right now Torbjorn is just his turret doesn't do much at all to Reinhardt's shield. Other than that, I haven't had too many complaints about the game balance outside of one thing. This is just sort of a weird miscellaneous thing. I feel like it's weird that Soldier has a healing move, both in terms of mechanics and also in terms of his character. Like, this is the design of his character. I honestly feel like Soldier should have some kind of buff that isn't really a healing move. Maybe something that temporarily raises his max health or for a little while or something. I don't know, something. Right now he's packing a healing AoE that comes in at only 10 HPS less than Mercy can do with her wand. It's always felt weird and out of place. Wouldn't it make more sense if he had something to, I don't know, raise morale of the troops or something? Some kind of war cry or something like that? Maybe make it so that while you have the buff, your health can reach zero, but you won't fall over dead until the buff goes away or something. One of those kinds of things. Some kind of like thing like that. Okay, so that right there is my thoughts on Overwatch Beta, and I plan to play the shit out of the game when it comes out, and I hope you found this informative, or at least can agree with some of my points, or if you don't agree, then let me know, and hope you enjoy it and stay tuned for more.